every time we are talking about portfolio, entry portfolio, or what's the name? Internship portfolio. Oh, thank you. Thanks for the coffee. Dimitri. Grazie. Thanks. Thank you. Hey guys, Dimitri offered me a coffee. And I appreciate this very much. If you want to offer something, don't forget that you have the buttons there. Huh? Okay. Thank you very much. Thanks. I appreciate a lot. So, every time we talk about entry portfolio, internship portfolio, or your final portfolio to go and get a job, it's always about concepts, okay? Concepts. We do not want to see restylings of cars that are already in production, okay? Or we don't want to see a car sketch or a car project that looks like a real car of today. So this is very important. I really hope that you guys believe in this, because I know that some people, especially from India, they tell me, no, I'm not sure because my teacher told me that we have to show in design, we have to show how we understand the real industry and which are their problems. Therefore, when we do a nice realistic restyling with our ideas, the companies will appreciate very much. No, this is wrong. This is wrong. All right? And I will explain to you why. This is wrong for a very simple reason. First of all, I work since 30 years, 33 very, very soon, in this business, okay? And since I would say 20, 25 years, I check, I promote portfolios that I receive on my email. If I find somebody that has a very good portfolio, of course I'm gonna show that to my boss or to the head of exterior design or interior design if it's an interior portfolio, stuff like that. So I know that every time that I receive or I share with my colleagues, or those that take the decision who can be hired or not, and we see those portfolios with heavy restylings of production current cars, we are not interested. We take that portfolio and we put it on the side right away. And we look to the next portfolio. The reason is very simple. We are in the industry and we are looking for young designers. Now, when we are looking for young designers, we do it because we are missing, I would say, a part of creativity or freshness. So we realize that the studio or a particular type of team of designers needs some fresh air. Some people that are younger and have fresh new ideas, brand new ideas. And those ideas are not coming from restylings projects. They come from concept projects. Why? Because the concept project, it's a 360 degrees type of projects, very open. And in those projects, students can exercise the limits of their creativity. So when they do that, they are not thinking of making a realistic, restyling. They go off onto something that does not exist. And it is in that something that is not existing that we are looking for interesting ideas and creativity. And that's what we're looking for. Because that's the part that will stimulate, okay, the creativity of everybody in the studio. Because there is also the competition effect, when somebody new young, full of talent, gets into a team, everybody else try to push themselves to be as good or even better because they risk that their sketches are not chosen for the next project. So this helps everybody to push the level of creativity, of freshness of creativity, a lot higher. That's the good thing. So, Theo, when you asking the question, what we should put, my advice, then you do what you want, but my advice is that you have to put the concept and forget about the other ones. Only concept. That's why it's very important that every student preparing their portfolio, whether it's an internship portfolio or final portfolio to get a job, make them a lots of concept projects and do not put, please do not put any sketch that is very realistic. It's something that we don't care for. Now, this is, we can attach, we can bring this type of subject to my previous video that I made a couple of days ago about how to become a car designer in 2023. And I really hope you guys watched that video. If you did not, please go and check it out because it's full of information. Full. And I think that everyone should watch that video because there I will explain to you step by step all the main things you have to do in order to get to a very good final portfolio and get out of school ready to apply for a job. Okay, good. So today let's talk a little bit about the entry portfolio because in the entry portfolio I did not talk very much about the entry portfolio when I made my video a couple of days ago, how to become a car designer in 2023. So the entry portfolio, it's a portfolio that you have to make at home by yourself to apply to a design school. I would say to any design schools, but there are some schools that don't want to receive an entry portfolio or it's not mandatory. And we will talk about this just later on, okay, when we will talk about design schools. Now, talking about this entry portfolio, you're welcome, Theo. You're welcome. My pleasure. Talking about the entry portfolio, what is important is that you have to see it not like a professional portfolio because you are not a student yet. So nobody is thinking that you have to present to us a super professional portfolio because unless you are a genius, a super talent that already knows everything. But you are applying to become a student in transportation design. And your objective is to show what? What is your level? Sketches like this are very good, but with a good perspective. They're very nice. Because with those you can show to the panel of people that in the school will judge, evaluate your portfolio, and they will look at it and they will say, well, this guy or this girl, yeah, he deserves to get admitted to my school. All right? That's your objective, to get into the school. So, how do you do it? As I said, you have to think it as a collection. So when you make that collection, you have to go and check all the sketches of cars that you have made in the last, 2-3 years. And then you have to separate them and divide them into sections. So you have the real quick sketches done with pencil or pen. Then you have the color sketches done with markers maybe, And then maybe you have some illustrations because you wanted to try something that was a little bit more, rendering type of your file. Or maybe you have some projects. And then you put all those together into another section so that when we are looking at entry portfolio, we can understand that you go from ideation, sketching, to design development, and that you have a notion of what it means a final presentation, illustration. Let me see, there are some people. Ail Rubel, ciao. Mohammed Bingamin, ciao. Welcome back. Mr. Dias Kumar, hello sir. Thank you, live session. It's really helped to me. I'm very glad that this is helping to you, really. And I hope everybody put your likes on the video. Put your likes. It's very important. All right. Thank you. And if you're new, please subscribe. If you want to become a member, it's very simple. You can become a member. All right. You can just click down where it's written "Join me" or "Become a member." I don't know. There is also a link into the description so that you can check it out. Okay. All right. So the entry portfolio, it's nothing else than a nice collection of all you have done. All right. And you put them together so that the school will receive it and they will be satisfied. They will be quite happy. All right? So that's good. Now, if you are planning to get an online course in car design sketching, like the one I give, also like Berg is doing, Berg Kaplan or other people, you can do it because you will invest a little bit of your money and time because you will have a teacher that will be working with you live, only with you. At least that's the way I do it, okay? I have a student in front of me into the video, of course, the video I have in front of me here. We have with the cameras and I make demos. I use my top camera so that he can see how I sketch. I explain step by step, then I let the student do the same thing. He shows me, I make the correction, and that's how we learn. So that could be a good way for you to say, I do a couple of months of online course, all right, and I fix the big problems I have in sketching. Because alone, maybe you cannot do it by yourself. Well, in that case, why not? But always because you have in your mind a goal, a mission, which is to get into the design school. So this is another way, that can be used to generate better sketches, better marker sketches, all right? Try new techniques. I teach, for example, how to use chalk, the good old Viscom technique. So students that go through my course, my classes, they learn how to use chalk that today nobody is teaching anymore. All right? And then, of course, markers, composition, understanding what it means, the right, backgrounds, how to make a focal point, how to put the highlights and stuff like that. So that's about the entry portfolio. Now, before I move to design schools, I would like to know if you have questions, because now it's the time. You can write down your questions, because today we have also questions and my answers. So take advantage of this last live design talk of this year, because after today, for this year, we won't have any more, because in 48 hours we'll be in 2023. All right, that's cool. No, a little bit more than 48 hours, to be honest. How do I know if my concept is good enough? Merla, that's a very good question. And of course, to do that, you have to do in a way, somehow, I don't know how, somehow you get in contact with somebody that can make an evaluation of your drawings. Now, there are some people that get paid for that. You send all the drawings, they look at it, and then they will give you a technical feedback, okay, on the drawing, where they explain all your mistakes and everything. It's like almost like a lesson. I do that, but it's very rare that I do. I don't do this every day. But it can happen that I receive a full portfolio and somebody is asking me, of course, paying a little bit, is asking me what is wrong, what is good, help me out because I have to make this portfolio, I have to finish this portfolio, I need to complete it to an admission or eventually just to complete the final portfolio to get a job. Okay, you can do that, but you can also do another way. You can just send few pics to me or to other people like me that online are teaching, and you ask, please, could you check my 2 sketches and tell me what is good and what is bad? If you send it to me, I mean, I will be very glad to answer you, no problem. Just like I did today. Send a sketch, I can answer and tell you what's wrong and what is right. Theo, it's important to use application to do a nice presentation in the portfolio, or just put the sketch of a white page like PowerPoint. Yeah, I understand. You are talking about how you put together a portfolio. But it all depends, Theo, because if your portfolio is to get a job, you want to make it as professional as possible, okay? And I would say as simple as possible, because when we see too many flashy things, lights in the decoration, okay, around your sketch, we don't like that much, okay? It's too many things. I look at portfolio, I want to see your work. I don't want to see a lot of graphics around your work, okay? If it's, how can I say, if it is an entry portfolio, I think that just to put everything on a very nice, simple PowerPoint will make it really well. No problem. Michelle, few weeks ago, I asked you about appendix on body car like air intake, external mirror. Do you plan to a special live on this? Michelle, I'll explain to you why I will not do it. And the reason is very simple. Because we never sketch those. When you sketch a concept, when you sketch a design on a briefing, even if it's a car that is a production car that will go into production very soon, we just don't. Because rear view mirrors, door handles, the little wing in the back, those things are zero interest. Then if we have to add some of those things, there will be a designer that when the design will be finished, it will be working only on those details. But personally, I never worked on those details. I always worked on the main concept. Sorry. The second, Dayesh Kumar, where I find the mood board design, it's very tough to me. Any tips to find easy way? Example, I done concept car where I am inspired from cartoon, but I didn't merge with mood board. The mood board, I made a video about mood boards, okay, and the importance of mood board. I don't know, Dayesh, if you looked at it. But ok Michel, I'm sorry, je suis désolé, mais on pourrait faire un tutorial juste sous quelques accessoires comme ça, juste pour voir ensemble. Pas de souci. I will try to make some sketches like that anyway. So anyway, if you have an inspiration, the mood boards can be divided into, I would say, 2 elements, okay? One is the inspiration, the source of inspiration, and therefore you have to look for all the images that you can find on the internet, on books, on whatever, video, film, whatever, that will help you to understand how you position your design according to your source of inspiration. And then there is another mood board, in general they go together, that is made simply for, how can I say, all the material aspects, okay? So how you think it should be that product or that car, and the materials or other things of the car, like some details of the interior or some finish will help, okay, to understand how it will be finished, that car that concept you are trying to design. So when you go to the source inspiration part, there you should find, in your case, for example, your concept car is inspired by a cartoon, you have to look for cartoons. The right one that you used, that you picked to get inspired for your sketch. That's how you should do. Today I cannot show you example of mood boards, but I can make a video about good mood boards to give you an example of what is a good mood board, because you will see that. But you can find this also on Pinterest. Okay, if you go on Pinterest, you will find it. Hey guys, put the like on this video, please. Thank you very much. So if you are new, are you new? Put the like. All right. So if you go on Pinterest, you will find a lot of mood boards. You can just type mood boards and you will find a lot of things coming out. Here there is a question from Dimitri. Thank you for the coffee. I'm fine, thanks. Is it important when we send a job portfolio to a concept car from this brand, or we can include concepts from other brands? No, when you have a portfolio, any portfolio, you do not need to be concentrated only on one brand, because that would be too restrictive. It will be like you have only that brand in your brain. Like people that show me a lot of Porsche sketches, only Porsche, and then sometimes we look at those portfolios and say, but this guy doesn't have anything else in his mind. I mean, does he go to check, I don't know, a match of soccer or football? I mean, does he talk to his mom? Does he have a girlfriend? Because you don't want to be monothematic. You want to have always a wide open view on all type of creativity that you can produce. And because that's the main interest of anybody. Okay? So Dimitri, my advice is you need variety. Variety is very important. And when I say variety, it's not only small car, medium car, big car, mobile, EV, electric, hydrogen, different type of technology. It's not only that. It's also about the brands. Alright? Maybe you create a new brand that has a new mission. Like Tesla when they create the brand, or like NIO. Each brand has a mission. Invent your brand. Dimitri's brand, with a new storytelling, a new scenario, a better future, explaining why, how, through your designs. That could be something interesting. Theo, do you know some good transportation design school for bachelor in France or Germany? Theo, now, thank you very much for the question, because you are introducing the second subject of today, of our design talk, which is design schools. Now, to answer right away to your question, yes, I do. In Germany, the best design school is Pforzheim Schule, okay? I don't know how to pronounce it well because I don't know German language. But anyway, it's in Pforzheim. It's a public school. They have the best transportation design department for bachelor, okay? For bachelor. In my opinion, the best one in Europe. For methodology, the teachers, the cooperation they have with German brands, car brands, like Audi, Volkswagen Group, okay? You're welcome, Dimitri. That's great. So, I would, honestly, in Germany, I would go for that one and don't look at anything else. Besides, it's public. If you are German, it's really cheap for you. And in transportation design, believe me, everything is very expensive. So when you go to a design school that is a very good one, and on top of that, it's cheap because it's almost for free, that's jackpot, believe me. Second thing, in France, we have several schools, okay? But there are some distinguo to make. The most famous and the closest one to a real transportation design school, as I know, according to my past as a teacher and chair of Istituto Europeo di Design, or as a student at the Art Center College of Design, okay, it's Strat College, okay? Strat College, it's a very good school in France for transportation and product design. Then we have the design school in Valenciennes, which is in the north, okay, which is a good one, but more oriented, in my opinion, to graphic design and product design rather than car design, even if they have a car design department, okay? So then you have another one that is also in Paris. It's called Créapol, and Créapol, it's it's like a competition between Strat College and Créapol. They always one wants to be in the front better than the other, and then according to the years they always do a little bit of that. But those two schools, Strat College and Créapol, are the ones in France that are very car design oriented, for car design students. Then there is another school in Nantes, which is a school, I don't remember the name, but this is a very important school. It's 5 years for transportation design, but mainly oriented in sustainable design, okay? And that one also is a private school. And and in that school you can learn also other type of transportation, for example, boat design or yacht design, okay? So this is a little bit the panorama according to the countries you asked for. Melinda, Ariane, welcome back. Ciao, Sarah. Thank you so much for conducting these sessions. My pleasure. If you are there, I'm here. Sir, can you please explain the process or from generation and how to translate the inspiration images to our artistic in the correct way? All right. Okay. Mylene, I will answer to you, but I just complete the answer for the design schools, okay? And after I will come to you, and I will come also to Danesh Kumar, because he's asking few questions. He wants to ask few questions about alias, and I love alias. So yes, I will answer to those questions. You're welcome, Theo. But just be patient few minutes, okay? Because I would like to take advantage of Theo's question to tell you about the design schools. So today, design schools are a little bit changing, okay? Design schools today, even Art Center in Pasadena, California, it's not exactly the same when I was there. This is normal because it's life. 40 years ago, we used to learn things in a way, and then methods have to move, have to change according to technology, mentality, people, things that change, So also the teaching method and design schools have to update themselves to make sure that they are updated with the time, the current time we are living in, to make sure that they can better prepare their students for the future. Okay, so said that, we gotta be careful, because there are some schools that are using, in my opinion, technology, digital technology, in a way that is overloaded onto the students, too much, just to tell you in a very simple way, and then students don't have enough time to sketch freehand the way I sketch. Therefore, there is a sort of a deficit, there is a sort of a loss of time in sketching freehand and learning how to sketch really well freehand. So those people that are not able to sketch really well and quickly a car in perspective, even if they go and master really well Photoshop or Procreate and all those software sometimes I also use, they will repeat the same mistakes using digital. And the digital technique amplifies the mistakes. It doesn't hide them. It does exactly the opposite. Amplifies the mistakes. So, my strong suggestion is that when you go and choose your design schools, if you are not yet a design student, or if you are a design student right now and you are watching me, or your classmates, people are with you watching me, and I say hello to all the design students, please remember your main objective during the first year of school is that you have to learn how to sketch really well, starting from the basics of drawing. What I teach, the basics of drawing. Because if you don't do that, what you will be missing, the little mistakes, the wheels and the perspective, you're going to bring with you, you're going to take that with you through the digital, through the project that you will have to do when you will be second year, third year, or fourth year. And what's going to happen at the end? That your portfolio will have projects with those mistakes inside. And when you will be fourth year, you will see the mistakes because you will realize. And then when people like me or your teachers say, you know what, you should remake this sketch because you cannot put this in your portfolio, you're going to start thinking that you're running out of time. And therefore it's too late. So please, 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 first year, your second year, sketch more. But remember, no mistakes. And this comes out with freehand sketching, not digital freehand sketching. Freehand sketching on paper. There's no other solution. Because there is a psychological and how can I say habit that when you work on paper, it feels more complicated. And it is more complicated. Because you don't have, the tool, the digital tool that is helping you, to fix some little things in perspective. I saw how some designs in Photoshop, they take and they start distorting everything. You're distorting your sketch. It's not anymore what you had in mind. Only because the wheel is off or because the back is a little bit off. Much better to redo the sketch and sketch it well. Just do it well. Yeah, but I have to spend 30 minutes because I had to redo that sketch 2-3 times. You have to do the sketch 3 times. You have to trace. You have to learn how to trace. I always say that in my tutorial videos. Learn how to trace. Put it under a white transparent paper and fix the mistakes. And trace it again. And then sketch it again. And check it again. A lot of people don't know that to see the mistakes, you take the sketch, you look at it, okay? Like this, and then you turn it on the other side against the light, and then you see it from the back. And there you will see all the mistakes. Very easy. And people don't know that. In Photoshop, you can do that with one click. And nobody does it. Nobody is using that. I was going to destroy my microphone. So, what I say again, please, sketch freehand. Alright? Because some schools won't do that. They are changing too fast, they're accelerating too much on the digital, and there is not a good balance between what is freehand made and digitally made, okay? And we have always to do more at the beginning, more freehand made on paper, and then as long as we move from second year to the last 2 years, then we can shift, gradually to the digital, because then when you take a digital, it's just a tool. So instead of using a marker, I use digital, but it's okay. It's gonna be very easy. All right. So there is other questions here. Let's see. We have the alias question. I will do it now. What do you think about Politecnico of Transportation Design? Merda, which Politecnico? Because in Milano there are two design schools. One is called SPD, okay? SPD. I write it here, okay? SPD, Politecnico Milano. I made a mistake, sorry. SPD. That school. That's a private school only for master, not bachelor. That school is good. Now, if you are talking about Politecnico di Milano, which is the University of Engineering, which is public, and they have also transportation design department, I know, if I were you, I would not go there. Okay? Because in my opinion, it's not at the right standard, the right level to learn with the right methodology to be a car designer in 2023. So please, Mela, you have to tell me which is the school, all right? So I'm waiting for a message from you now. Now, the questions from for alias. Please, Dayesh Kumar, write down. I'm ready to answer to you. All right? I go and drink some water. If you want to offer me a coffee, you can always do it by hitting the super chat or the super sticker button down here, okay? Down here, down here, down here. I don't know. They are down somewhere. Thank you. I go and drink some water, okay? I'll be back in few seconds. Write down the question for the alias. Okay, I decided to bring my cup. Look how nice. Very stylish. So I put some water. In this way, I know that I will not go over my kitchen again. Ok, how about ID Torino, signore? Allora, Meg Bat, thank you very much for your question. If you are new, I hope you're gonna subscribe to my channel and put a like on this video. Now, about the Polytechnic, you know, the public school, but I got my answer. Okay, good, Meryl. We got the point. Thanks. Istituto Europeo di Design in Torino. Now, if you make a search on internet, you will discover that in 1994, the first department of transportation design at IED in Torino was open. And I was the first chair of transportation design department. I was the head of the department, and I ruled that department with 7 fantastic teachers, all young like I was at that time, all coming from international design schools, and we were working with those new students, and we did this all together for about 7 years. Then I moved to France to come to Renault, and I could not continue to be responsible and teaching. Therefore, I stepped out, and a friend of mine took my place. All right. Okay, so It's therapeutic design. It's a very good school. I'm not saying because I opened that department many years ago. Today it's very different according to what they're doing now compared to what I did and experienced for about almost 7-8 years. Uh, I was reading Theo's question. I will answer after. So, but I think that the school is good for two main reasons. First of all, the teachers they are there, they are not bad. The program is good. The teaching method is not bad at all, and they have clay modeling. You know, they have clay modeling. That's very important because in Italy there are not too many schools that offer clay modeling. You know, and this means that you will learn how to take your designs, your ideas, your project, transform them into real models, and that's fantastic. You know, that's something that not many schools in Europe offer, and therefore it's a plus for me in the teaching method. You know. Okay, Meg, I hope I answered to your question. Yes, I was all okay. Theo, you know the design school Hof? No, I don't know that one. If yes, what do you think? I don't know that one. I'm sorry, Theo. No. Alright, first question about alias. I didn't catch that exact proportion while I'm doing model. Wait a moment. Danish, what do you mean? I don't understand. Your question is a little bit tricky. Um, I don't understand. I didn't catch that exact proportion while I'm doing model. What does it mean, George? That's something. Today I'm intended for alias interview, but unfortunately, the interviewer said that this is not a good proportional model. He said like this. Ah, okay, I get it. Okay, sorry. Now I understand. Well, that means that you made a model, but the proportions of your model were not right. And this happens because you know, Danish, I don't know if it's your image also, but on Facebook, on Instagram, I see a lot of people making quick modeling on alias, and the cars are all crooked, or too tiny, or too short, or too long, or too tall, you know. So we are talking about proportions. And maybe you are in one of these scenarios, you know, in this case, one of these cases. So how to do? Okay, I don't work on alias, but I know a little bit how it works because it's more than 20 years that all my projects are done on alias, and I work a lot with alias modelers. Now, the first question is, do you know which is the most important thing that we ask to a possible alias modeler that joins our team at work? Probably you don't know. I'll tell you. We need that this guy he does not only know by memory all how to move the tool alias. That this person, when he looks at a model, understands that there is something wrong. And it can be a proportion, can be a line, can be a subtle surface that there is a little problem, you know, there's a little hollow, and then he has to change the surface that understands sections. So if you don't have yet that sensibility, you know, sensitiveness of looking at that stuff and see right away what is wrong, then we got a problem. And we don't take those people. And it's simple. We need somebody we can trust. I give you my sketches. All right? I come back 1 week later. When you show me my sketches in your model, I have to look at that model and see my sketches. The same spirit, the same flair, the same proportions, same details, same everything. So when I look at the sketch and I look at the model, I say, good job, that's my car. Now, if you don't realize that you are changing the proportions, or that you are, the proportion can be also a character line that you place too low compared to the sketch. And if you don't see that, then yes, we have a problem. So, how do you fix that? First of all, I don't know, Danish, if you sketch, you should sketch more. Because if you sketch more, then in that case, you will know how to learn to judge proportions. Second, you have to develop your critical eye. Critical eye means that you look at things and you say, not good, too big, too low, too long. That's a critical eye. Before that, other people tell you. You understand? So when you are able to sketch better and to develop your critical eye, then you already have the good part of evaluating somebody else's work or your work, in order to make sure that you know how to fix it if it's wrong or if something is wrong. Then on Alias there is another trick, and I am sure that probably you know it. You can scan a side view of your sketch, and then you take that scan image in elevation, so in side view, and you can start constructing your lines and sections, copying your sketch, basically. All right, that's another way that you can do to make sure that the proportions are exactly the same of your sketch. Okay, I don't know if I answered to your question. But please let me know, write down, because I'm keen to answer to you again. Fabrizio Negro, ciao. What do you learn nowadays? Alias, NURBS, or Blender? Maya, Polygon? Fabrizio, tutti e tre, all three. Today, the digital tools that we have give us the opportunity to make a very nice model and animate that model in a very nice way, so that we can get, it's like poetry, So Alias is fundamental to make a model, be careful, to make a model that I can give to engineers, suppliers, to be, how can I say, translated into CATIA V6 software, all right? So that's very important. So Alias has that precision. It's excellent for designers because it's fast, not too complicated like CATIA. CATIA, it's like, I get depressed when I have to look something on CATIA. It's too much engineering tool. But Alias is perfect. It's soft, it's flexible, it's fast. You can sketch with Alias some surfaces. You can check reflections very quickly. You can do a lot of things in a short time. And when it's needed, Alias can become very precise and makes design models that are really precise. So then design management, like in my case, takes that model and says, this is our final model, virtual model, okay? Now please, we make this into the CATIA V6 version, so that all the engineering department, the tooling department, suppliers, engineering department, they can work on those to make the parts, to develop production-wise the project. Blender, it's a software that I never used, but I saw how it works, that is more like working with clay in your hand, you know, like col pongo, like the little plastic clay when we were kids. You know, you take, you do this, you do that, and then you can, with some tools, you can make some lines. You can make some, okay, so you can treat the surface in a way that becomes fairly good, you know. But you cannot use that one in order to go directly to the production step, you know, stage. You can't. You have to take that thing and transform it with alias. And in alias, we will take care of the good reflections, the right sections, the right, roundness or tension. Everything will be perfect. Something that with the Blender you cannot really reach. Besides, it's also the language of the software that doesn't talk with the language of Katia. All right? So, and then Maya, it's a little bit similar to Blender. It's I use Maya, not me personally, but the team, on interior projects. And that one is very nice because you can really model very fast some surfaces that in reality are complex, but you can do it really fast, and you can have a nice, you can make a nice rendering. You can really see, you can go through all the creative process, but when you go to the final process of design before the production starting, also what is done on Maya has to go through alias. Okay, so if I talk about those, I would say that this is the right order. Creation, ideation, it's more Blender and Maya. Okay, if you want to do it in 3D, you do a few sketches and then you start with your 3D. Okay, and you have fun. You know, you're gonna make whatever you want to make. Then, when is the time that that idea becomes to be developed? The most important thing is to start alias right away, because with alias you go through a breakthrough. You get into the professional modeling that can be used by colleagues, by other people, by suppliers to check, make sections, and then move on with the project to make changes that have to be not macro feasible, feasible 100%. All right. So that's how I use it in my design process according to my experience. Prego. Grazie. Fabrizio, non so se tu sei un affezionato del canale. Metti un like, grazie. Subscribe. Maybe you would like to subscribe to talk again about alias. Alright? To this channel. Thank you very much. Buon anno. Grazie mille. Okay, so do we have other questions? Alright? Now, it's a little bit more than an hour we are together. If you have questions, please take advantage. I'm here. No problem. So, while you are thinking about your questions, you write down your questions. I want to remember you, those that don't know, that you can become a member, okay, of this channel. Of course, there is a little tuition to pay, only for $5, okay, and you will get every week a specific video only for members. Now, some of those videos will be open for everybody, but much later, okay. But anyway, one video for members specific that will not be diffused publicly. And then you will also have 50% discount on every ebook that I have published and the next to come. All right, because there is a new one I'm working on. I'm going a little bit too slow about that one, but I hope that for January it will be ready to be published. So just in case you would like to get my ebook with 50% discount. You can, but you have to be a member of this channel, okay? All right, that's good. Dinesh, in others, how can I calculate the patch layout? Patch layout. You mean the grid? Tell me, explain to me, Ed, because the language terminology is a little different. You mean the grid? Wait, I make a little sketch to show you. If I have my car that is this one, then I have a grid. You mean this one? Let me know. Because that's how we do. The grid is 100 by 100 or 200 by 200 millimeters, okay? And then on Alias, you can take the grid of Alias that is integrated in the software, and you can change, the proportions. You can do 100, 100, 200, 200, 50, 50, as you like. So once you have the same grid like your sketch, that it's more like in 10 scale, okay? So 100, 100, then you can put them together and then you make it big, all right? So you know that it's exactly the same. Any other question? It's not this one. So the patch, I don't know what it is. Patch layout. Danish, I remember you that I don't work on Alias. So I don't know everything. I am always next to the design modeler, and we talk a lot. He explains to me, I ask questions, how you do this, how you do that. And then I start, disturbing with my ideas. Try to do this, try to do that, pull here, pull there, best here, more, higher, And then things are working together. At the end, it works, because we do things that look really cool. All right. So, any other questions? About design schools, there is another thing I would like to let you know, is that when we talk about design schools, we have to think also, what is the design school that has the best cooperation with the industry? Not only for car design, also product design, graphic design, wherever. Because that one, it can be extremely important when it's time to have experiences, internship, and the more companies are involved with the school, higher possibilities to have a good internship you have. Milind, sir, how do you approach the process of form generation from the inspiration's image? Thank you. Yeah, I know. You mean, you look things, like, for example, you look a beautiful lion or a panther, okay? And then you say, I want to make a car that is inspired by the shape of a lion. Well, then of course you have to look at the pictures of your inspiration source. Okay, in this case we are talking about an animal. What would I do? I would try to look for after I'll check the message that Meg wrote, because I skipped that before. So I would look at all those pictures, and then I will try to catch a particular thing, maybe a shape or a line, maybe the eyes, a muscle, I don't know, something that is inspiring, very inspirational for the car. And then I will use that to make my car around that. Patch layout means calculate and split the surfaces. So it's flow. I get you mean to find tangency. When surfaces are in a perfect tangent, so that there is no any bend visible. Yeah, I know, but I cannot explain to you. That's too technical. I know how to do it. I can tell you in words, but I don't even know the name of the command, because I've seen this to be done so many times, But to do that, you have to search for the alias YouTube channel, but there is also autodesk.com where they explain a lot of things for free. And if you're a student, you have also free license to check few things. So that you have to go there, or you have to find, somebody that is teaching this. Okay, because there are a lot of people teaching alias, and they will tell you. Okay, the only thing I know about my experience is that, for example, let's take my sketch, it's better. Let's imagine that, let's imagine that I need to do this patch, okay? This one. Okay. And that I want tangency here. No line. I should be nice and smooth like that, okay? So what do I do? Well, what I saw to do is that they put this section must have the same tangent of this patch, okay? And if it doesn't work, you can cut apart, and then there is a command, a tool where you take this section, take that one, and then you click the button Blender Surfaces, and it's alias that will create the right surface that should be in continuity between the two, okay? So I do like that, look. I cut here, I take off the original surface, and then I make a reconstruction in this area with the blender surface with two rails. One rail, second rail. That's what I remember. But I'm not sure because I don't work on alias, okay? So I hope that in this way maybe I help you out. That's the only thing I can think of. I'm sorry. Silvano, can you prepare a lesson about character line, waistline, wheelbase? Yes, okay, we will do that. No problem. You're welcome, Minin. So there was Meg. Thank you so much. I'm so excited about my master at IED starting January 2023. Very good. Congratulations. The legends like you started the department. Yeah, but if you go to the school and say, do you know Luciano Bove? The whole new teachers and the new direction of the school, I think they don't know me. Probably a couple. But that's okay. No big deal. I have some auto design of many years ago where there are lots of pictures of what we were doing, so maybe you can find on Google some old articles with some nice pictures about our production. All right, so I hope, Danesh, that my patchwork on alias is the right one in terms of theory. All right? Okay, cool. Forza, another question. I'm here. So we were talking about internship. The internship, it's something that it's fundamental in your training when you're a student. I always say that when we look at CV, resume, we always go and check the school and what type of internship the student made. Very important, because internship, it's a first step inside the company. For few months, you are like a real designer. All right? Okay, Danesh, I think I got it. Cool. Thanks. So, basically, with the internship, you, for the first time, you really see with your eyes, experience on your skin, all right? The experience of being with the real designers in a real design studio. So I remember one time somebody asked me, what is the attitude of internship? Or why is internship so important? Well, that's why it's important. Because internship is something. Hey Alan, ciao, welcome back. I'm fine, thanks. How are you? Thank you for passing by. So internship is the best way for you to get in, to listen to professionals when they work. Okay? And not when they come to school. Because when a professional goes to school, sorry, my nose, I have a little cold. When professionals come to school, they are not exactly the same when they work. So when you are at work with them, then you see everything, in terms of people working, their methods, how they work, whether they are mad or always very smiling, just like when they come to school, to present their projects. Okay, Alan, I'm glad you are good. Great. Stuff like that. So it's important that the internship, and then there's another thing, that with the internship you learn what is really important in design, to make a car. Because a lot of things that we do in school, once you get it at work, have no importance, believe me. And then there are others, that are much more important, and you discover them. Because nobody taught you in school about those, because they are specific, typical of a real professional environment. So the internship, whether it's 3 months, 4 or 6 months, it's an incredible, rich time, of your young experience as a student, to be closer to the real world, and at the same time to learn things that in school you could not learn it the same way. All right. Okay, so if we don't have any other questions, my friends, I can show you also the new video to finish my videos. All right. I'm searching for it. Okay, wait a moment, just a moment, because I don't know why I don't have it anymore. It's the one that says goodbye, Piano. I don't have it. Well, I will make it. No? No problem. I'll make it on my software for the live streaming. I'll make it. Okay, so anybody, any question, please write down. Write down. If you have any question, it's the moment. The ciao ciao video is ready, yeah? Okay, so just in case, internship. Yes, we have questions about internship. Sir, how many projects should we present to one particular company for an internship? Well, meaning it's basically your portfolio. Internship comes in general halfway between the first year and the last year of school. Halfway. So it's the collection, of the first 50% of your education in school. And that's the same thing. You have to go. There is MK, je vais te répondre tout de suite, ok? Juste en seconde. Je réponds à Milin et Daesh et après je suis avec toi. So, the internship is a portfolio that includes at least 4 or 5 projects. Because you're gonna prepare that portfolio when you already started to make projects. So you already know how to have at least 3 projects. And then you should add sketches, maybe some works of the year before, the best ones. Maybe you do something extra. And that's how it should be. But a portfolio should be, again, around 50 slides for an internship with interesting projects. The one that you have until that day, the day you apply. And I remember that there were students, I did also when I did my internship, that at home they were doing extra projects to make sure that their internship, that their portfolio was not too small, too short. Okay? When we discuss more detailed information about alias, can you do it, sir? Danesh, I told you, I am not alias modeler, so I don't know. I cannot help you. I really help you. Alors, la nouvelle concession, the new method, the new concept method to work without clay. Okay, I will tell you, MK, I'll tell you very honestly. I believe that we cannot make car design without clay, okay? Therefore, if somebody else is doing a new experience with no clay whatsoever, and they go from digital directly to mill the right model to, I don't know, hard model to start all the process, fine. But I believe that the clay, it's the only way to bring artistic quality to lines and surfacing on a car or any product. No clay, no beautiful surfaces, no feeling, no spirit, no soul. That's my opinion. Ok. J'espère que j'ai répondu à ta question. Alan, please do mix pepper powder with turmeric powder in hot milk and sip it well. Cold coffee. Okay, thanks. Alright, I will. Thank you. I will write this down after when I go and check all your comments again. Mr. Meg, would you recommend switching to ballpoints big once we get the hang? It depends on you, Meg. I use a lot pencils. I use a lot my Polychromos, Faber-Castell or Prismacolor. A lot. But sometimes I use also the pen. But if I want to do something more quality, in my opinion, the pencil is the best one, the best option. Milin, thank you so much, sir. Okay, alright. So, if somebody did not put yet a like on this video, please, it's the moment to do it. If somebody would like to offer me a coffee, you can do it now. Just hit the super chat or super sticker. If you want to become a member and get the advantages of becoming a member, just click the button join this channel and read everything is written down. Silvano, I'd like a lesson too about how simulate the lights in our freehand sketches. If you can explain the studio light like the photographer works. Okay, Silvano, next time when will be the sketching live, I will explain that because that's what I use in my mind when I sketch my cars, when I do renderings. I know where is the light, I know where is the warm light, the cool light, the main light, and I know where the shadows have to go. And therefore, according to that, I know also how the reflections will be placed on the car, okay? So we will do this next time. But There is one thing very important, Silvano, if just in case you don't know. There are several videos about reflections that I made. There are tutorials, okay? And one was a live, a long live, because it was over 2 hours, okay? So if you go and look at those, there you already can have some explanations about that. But I will make a new one, I promise, okay? Now I want you to dance, okay? With no coffee, okay? Dimitri, thank you very much for the coffee you offered me. Thank you very much for being with me. And now dance with the last dancer with the new video I made also for the ciao ciao. Thank you. Grazie.